So here's the preview. So you can see there's the old G27 wheels. The one on the left was my original one. The one on the right is the one that actually the guy threw in when I bought the OSW wheel and the Fanatec pedal set. So which is pretty good. So over here we got the Cooler Master box that runs the sim wheel hub, so hardware, power supply, and the card, and then that back feeds over to here, so you'll plug it in. The two big cables, one of them's shielded, one of them's not. I do have to get them both shielded, otherwise I will have RF noise issues. So I'm going to work on getting those shielded this week. My guys in my electrical department can actually shield those for me. Then I also have the 49-inch QLED, and I am going to mount that on the actual sim. Still kind of trying to debate on where and how to mount that. As I look at the simulator, and let me put the camera down. As I look at the sim, and I look at doing this, my thought is to slide this over. I'll sit on. My thought is to do this. My thought is to get a piece of angle iron and cut it and notch it and gusset it and come out this way, and then come up and then drill a series of holes in the back so I can adjust the monitor up and down. So pretty much a straight L and wrap it around, but this does have some flex. Really, you can kind of see it with my arm here. This isn't bolted down yet, this still moves, so I gotta drill in and bolt that down. But once I do, I will take care of that. And I'm thinking about is gusseting this in the back. On the foot plate, there's a U-channel in the back, and I'm thinking about coming up off the U-channel and bolt and actually doing like a T in the back and coming off and maybe 45 unit connecting it here. Some people actually run a T-bar from back here and come to the bottom of the plate, but that makes it real hard to get in and out of the sim. You really got to kind of pick your leg up and stuff it in. That's rather cumbersome. So I'm thinking about stiffening this up differently. Possibly even maybe doing some aluminum sheathing or maybe some carbon. The gentleman Peter I just met, he does the carbon, so maybe I will box this in and kind of do like a pedal box covered and build carbon over the front of this and kind of strengthen up the whole front. I think weight-wise, I'm going to be just fine. The OSW wheel, this weighs around 29 pounds, give or take. Pedals are light. The wheel itself is pretty light. I'm about 195 pounds, give or take, as a pilot, and I'm just behind where the yoke is, where the U-joint sits. You know, I sit about here, so I think balance-wise, we're okay. You know, for the pilot balance weight. So if I add a little more weight to the front, I think I'm going to be just fine. I have to check what the monitor weighs. I'm not quite sure. I know other guys have used this and haven't had any issues. I know that Todd at Presser Tech, he's got the exact same monitor mounted on his rig. Runs pretty smooth. So between all the guys on the forum, I've got some ideas on how I want to do this. You know, I think it'll look pretty cool to kind of get more of a cockpit feel and maybe close this in a little bit. It'd be kind of neat. So then we can maybe do some LED lights on the inside where the pedal boxes are. You know, they could maybe do some advertising on the outside. It'd be kind of cool. So that's kind of it. That's what I got done here on this Sunday morning. Like I said, I got to take this back to the shop, cut these legs down, drill holes, get this bolted down, and get some angle iron at the house too. And I think I'm going to play around and just make a piece. And what I'll do is the angle iron, I'll bolt it through the wheel and then through the plate, have it come out. I'll cut it and then bend it, and you know, like I said, I'll just have the hole so I can actually adjust the monitor. I'm a little worried about the ends. I know they shake a little bit. I know Todd's got a little bit of motion on his. I think he used cables in the corners, which I might do. I could 3D print a couple, like a corner bracket, and then cable it to the corner. But if I box this in, I'll have a less distance to travel. So maybe I can use some sort of angle, piece of aluminum angle to attach it. So we'll make it creative. You know, I mean, that's what's great about this DOF Reality platform is the sky's really the limit. They kind of give you the canvas, you're the painter. You know, it's hard to find, I think, two rigs that are identical. You know, whether you've got an H2, an H3, a P2, a P3, and you know, an H6 or a P6. You know, the sky's kind of the limit. You know, you're on your own for what you want to use for controls and how you want to fab things up. So I will say this: I just loaded up the new SRS Sim Racing Studio, the 2.0 with the update and the mobile companion. Man, those guys are awesome. I mean, they are forever updating the software, and every new release seems to be just nothing but improvements. You know, tip of the hat, guys. Thanks for all you do up there in Canada. I forget the guy's name. I want to say Marcus, I believe is his name. So I actually have to get the wind set up for my rig soon. I'm going to definitely be reaching out. So yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I've had this rig, I don't know, almost 4 years. Like I said, I know I've got a very, very early P3, and actually it's kind of funny to show how early my rig was. Here's my original bracket. I had a single side bracket that was on the right, and this piece of tubing is, I want to say, 1 1/4 versus the new tubing they use. I mean, look at the size difference. This is this has got to be twice the size. You know, and they actually give me new brackets to go to the main channel in the middle, on the left and the right. But it's too bad they didn't stick with this standard size when they upgraded this. But I can kind of see why they didn't. I mean, this is heavy. This is probably weighs as much as both of these combined. But I'm okay with that. It's actually a little sleeker design, you know, not too bad. I did have my old e-stop button mounted right here on the side. So on this side, I had the e-stop right by my shifter hand, which was nice. But I'm gonna put the new e-stop and might mount something maybe right around here. Maybe do like a 45-degree bend and just put the e-stop here for the rig. And then I'll probably do an e-stop on the left for the wheel. Because with a direct drive wheel, God forbid something goes wrong, these things will rip your hands off. I mean, 20 Newton meters is some serious force. So I'm, you know, just kind of, yeah, some upgrades here. It's been long overdue. You know, I probably wouldn't have done it if I didn't stumble across this deal online. I mean, phenomenal deal from a local guy in Peter. He was down in Rhode Island, close to me, and you know, I can already tell we're gonna be friends for a while. The guy's a smart guy. Does a lot of composite work, carbon fiber stuff. Right up the street is Factory 5. He's working on a Factory 5 Daytona. God's actually got a clone of one right now. Cool projects he has going on. He's just stepping away from the sim racing for a while, and genuinely paid it forward to another sim racer and just gave me a great deal on these parts. Otherwise, I couldn't have upgraded. I mean, I didn't have, you know, $2,000 to drop on a DD1 or a DD2, you know, Fanatec wheel, and a pedal set. You know, I mean, to get both of these for $700 plus the Cooler Master box, and he threw in an extra G27. I'm probably going to do, actually, since I've got 2 extra G27s, I might build a couple of static rigs down here in my shop, because we actually have quite a few customers that come through and friends of mine, and I think it'd be fun to race kind of head to head. I know a few other guys have talked about building second DOF rigs, but it gets expensive. I mean, these things are $5 or $6 grand a pop when you're all done. I mean, between the, you know, the gaming machine, I got my VR headset, you know, control box, motors, frame. It's not cheap. I mean, I started off cheap. I kind of pieced this together. I mean, I'm sure all you guys can relate. Back 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I had my G27, you know, bolted onto, you know, my desk. You know, and I had to take the wheels off my office chair because I kept rolling backwards. You know, but we all started at someplace. You know, so you know, I really appreciate the DOF Reality group. You guys are awesome. I mean, it's a real humble group of guys throughout the globe, and you know, we all start somewhere. And those guys are all willing to help out people and you know, pay forward the knowledge and share design ideas and what they got going on. So, but that's all I got in this Sunday. So I'm going to take this stuff home. I'm going to cut it down, and I'll probably have another video coming out maybe towards the end of the week with this thing fired up, running the new OSW with the Midge 20 Newton meter wheel, and hopefully I've got the screen mounted as well. So I might do this in 2 phases. I might just get this configured up and running first, running the old 42-inch screen that I've got, and then maybe next weekend I'll work on the 49-inch QLED I'm actually sitting on the box. So, but yeah, that's kind of it, guys. So you know, thanks for checking it out, and I'm gonna post this video up a little later today, and I'm trying to grow this channel. So like I said, 1620 Garage. We're gonna cover all things from 3D printing, some milling, some you know, a little bit of woodworking, garage projects, my LS swap project going on my 240 Volvo. You know, all things pretty much manly related. You know, no offense to you women out there. I've got 3 daughters. They love working at the garage with Dad too. But this is just gonna be a fun channel covering all things hobbies. So, all right, guys, listen, I'll check back. Thanks, appreciate it.